Welcome back. In this video, we will be walking through the process of creating an AWS account, covering everything from setting up your account to verifying your identity and setting up payment options. When you create an account on AWS, you'll have free access to some resources for a whole year. This is a great opportunity to explore and experiment with AWS without worrying about the cost. Depending on your subscription on Dare.io, you might be able to bypass an account creation on AWS and simply use our playground to jump straight into an AWS account that will be created for you with a click of a button on playground.dare.io. But if you like to go through the account creation process, then this video is what you need. To register an AWS account, you're going to need a valid email address, phone number, residential address, and a credit card. That's only for verification, so you won't be charged. But if you do see a $1 charge on your bank statement, then it will be refunded back into your bank account. The list of resources that will be available to you under 1 year free tier can be found at aws.amazon.com/free. AWS provides 3 types. The first one, free trials. These are services that are available cost-free for a certain period within 12 months. Secondly, there is the always free offer. These are services that are not charged up to certain quotas. Usually, quotas are measured in number of hours, web requests, or amount of data per month. Then finally, they have the 12-month free. These are services that have no cost up to certain quotas, but limited to 12 months starting from the date you registered your account. Even though the number of free resources available is a lot, you should always remember to set up a reminder to alert you when the free tier will expire. And as well, configure budget and notifications within AWS to get notified when you exceed any quotas. This part will be covered in a separate video anyways, so don't bother about it too much. After completing the account setup process, you'll have access to a variety of AWS resources, each of which we will discuss in greater detail in other videos ahead. Some of these resources include virtual machines, popularly called EC2 instances, object storage, S3 buckets, and much more. You can use these resources to build and deploy your applications and services all in the cloud. Overall, creating an AWS account is a straightforward process, and it's a great way to get started with AWS. So let's dive in. The first step is to open up your preferred web browser. This could be Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari, Opera, or any other browser you prefer. Next, you'll want to type in the URL for AWS, which is aws.amazon.com. This will take you to the AWS homepage where you'll find all the resources you need to create and manage your account. Once the page is loaded, you'll see a Sign In to the Console button in the top right corner of the page. Click on Sign In to the Console and you'll be taken to the login page. Since we're creating a new account, you need to click on the Create a New AWS Account button. Next, you'll need to enter your email address, which will serve as your root user. The root user is the user who has complete administrative access to the AWS account. It's important to note that the root user has an unrestricted access to all resources and services within the account and has the highest level of privileges. Ideally, you want to create what is called an IAM user, which will have restrictions to specific resources and then use that going forward. The root user must be highly protected. My email address is dare-aws@dare.io. After entering your email address and personal information, you'll be prompted to choose a name, also known as the account alias. This can be anything you like. It's just like having a username. However, it must be a unique name across all the AWS accounts. For example, I will use Dare DevOps as my account name. Note that the alias can be changed at a later stage. It can only be changed once per month. But AWS will also generate an account ID for you, which can't be changed. Next, you need to verify your email address. AWS will send a verification code to the email address you provided, and you'll need to enter this code to confirm that you actually own the account. Once you've entered the code, click on Verify Email to continue. Keep in mind that there are 5 steps to completing the sign-up process, and the next step is to create a strong password for your account. The AWS root account password must be at least 8 characters long and meet at least 3 out of 4 following requirements. It must contain at least 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase, at least 1 number, and 1 non-alphanumeric character, such as a punctuation mark or a symbol. In addition, it's recommended to use a strong, unique password that is not easily guessable or reused for other accounts. AWS also provides the option to use multi-factor authentication, MFA, for additional security on the root account. We'll discuss this option at a later stage. Once you've entered your password, you need to confirm it to ensure that there are no typos or errors. After creating a strong password, click Continue. You'll be prompted to select the types of AWS accounts that you want to create. Since we're creating personal accounts, let us choose the account type that best fits our needs. In this case, I will select the personal account type. To proceed, you need to enter your full name, phone number, country or region, complete address, city, state, and postal code. Once all the required information is provided, you need to carefully review and accept the AWS terms and conditions to access their services. Simply click to agree and then continue. In the next step of the sign-up process, you'll be required to provide your financial information such as your credit card or debit card number along with the card's expiration, month, and year. It's important to keep in mind that this information is sensitive and should be handled carefully. When entering your billing information, you have the option of using your home address as the billing address. After entering your billing information, you need to verify it in order to proceed to the next stage. At this point, AWS will place a temporary hold of $1 on your account to ensure its validity. This hold may appear on your bank statement after 3 to 5 days and will automatically be refunded back to your account. It is important to also note that in some cases, completing the verification process may require additional security measures, such as approval from your bank, depending on your country. However, once the charge has been successfully verified, your AWS account will be fully activated and ready for you to start using their services. There's one more thing I'd like to emphasize. The verification process and your user experience may vary depending on your location, but it should generally be very close to what you see here at the time of this recording. The final step in the sign-up process is to confirm your identity. You can do this either through a voice call or text message to your phone number. To confirm your identity, select the option to receive a text message and enter your phone number and country or region. You'll receive a verification code via SMS, which you can then enter into the verification field on the AWS website. Once you've confirmed your identity, you'll be prompted to select a support plan. You can choose between a basic support plan, which is free, a developer support plan, or business support plan. AWS offers both prepaid and postpaid pricing models for their various services. Most users get billed on a postpaid basis every month. However, if you know you'll be using certain resources consistently for a long period of time, think 1 or 3 years, you can save a lot of money with their prepaid offerings that offer significant discounts. In this AWS course, we do not expect you to spend money exploring and testing AWS services and resources. I highly encourage you to clean up all the resources you create after practicing or implementing the Diary.io PBL project to avoid unwarranted expenses. Some of the projects you'll be implementing on Diary.io will require some AWS cost, just because they are simulated to the real-world use cases as much as possible. But again, you can rely on our AWS playground to avoid those costs and put all the bills on us. I'm sure you like that. In some cases where you get billed, probably because you forgot to shut down servers or left services running, you can reach out to AWS support, telling them you are learning AWS, and in most cases, they are kind enough to remove the charge on your account. The basic support plan provides access to a range of resources and tools, including documentation, white papers, and community forums. If you're just getting started with AWS, the basic support plan is a good option to start with. Once you've selected your plan, you'll be taken to your AWS Management Console. Now you can sign in and out of the AWS Management Console using your email address and password. There are two sign-in options available, as a root user or an IAM user. The root account is the one you created during the sign-up process and should only be used for administrative tasks. It is highly recommended that you create a separate IAM user for everyday tasks, but more on IAM later. To sign in, enter the email address you used to create your AWS account and click Next. Then enter your password and click Sign In. You'll be taken to the AWS Management Console, where you can start exploring different resources and services available to you. The console is well organized and easy to navigate. Well, congratulations, you're now ready to start using AWS. In the next video, we will take a quick tour of the AWS Management Console, and I will see you then.